afternoon, grade 11 learners. I'm Miss Happiness Mabaso, and today's lesson will be on the biodiversity and classification of microorganisms. But we are going to focus mostly on the classification of living organisms. In today's lesson, we are going to teach you how to classify these living organisms according to their characteristics. We are also going to show you the evolutionary relationships of these living organisms using a phylogenetic tree. We are also going to make you understand all the toxins that these living organisms belong to. So, by the end of this lesson, you must be able to identify a phylogenetic tree and label it. You must also be able to give us the evolutionary relationships using this phylogenetic tree. You must be also able to give us the biological terms of this topic, biological terms that are basically related to this topic. So, learners, please watch the following video, which shows the evolutionary relationships of humans. The aim of this lesson is for you to understand how humans have evolved and how they are related to other organisms. The following video will show you how humans are related to chimpanzees and how chimpanzees have evolved into us humans. Please watch the following video. It is interesting, and my colleagues will take you through the lesson.
Classifying means dividing things or people into groups according to their type or according to the group that they belong to. When we are classifying, sibeka izinto kuqala lazo ngokweendidi zazo. When we classify according to classes and phyla. Each phylum has its characteristics that only their animals have, to show that they belong into that phylum. When we classify animals, we use a diagram called phylogenetic tree to show the evolutionary relationship between organisms. As you can see into the picture that is shown in the screen, which is the diagram of phylogenetic tree of kingdom Animalia, showing divisions into phyla. We have Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, and Chordata. Those are the phyla that we have according to kingdom of Animalia.
So a taxa refers to the categories or groups that are used in the biological classification system. They show you how the groups of organisms they have shared categories. So we have a hierarchy that also shows the 7 main taxes. Remember that we go lower from species to kingdom, the number of common characteristics also decreases. We have the kingdom, largest category, phylum, groups according to body structure, class, it divides the phyla even further. After that, we have the order, divides classes into smaller groups, family, they are related within an order. 6 genus, closely related, 7 species.
And you must know that human beings fall under the kingdom Animalia because they have multicellular cells and they have the ability to move independently. Fall under the phylum Chordata because they have a backbone that supports their structure. We are called mammalian animals under our class because of the hair that we have around our bodies and the milk that we produce. We are called primates because we have eyes that are in front, ability to walk with 2 feet and 2 hands that are able to grasp, and as well as a opposable thumb, which is also the same in chimpanzees and apes. Family Hominidae because we share the same characteristics with the apes, such as genes. Genus Homo because of the thin, large skull, and as well as the greater intelligence. Homo sapiens because of the special characteristics that we have that are very much different from the ones like Homo erectus, Homo neanderthals, and others.
And this one's more and more close of our species, the given human species, by the way. And then in this photo it explains the dog classification. So there's a mnemonic that can be used for you to memorize all these texts without having any difficulties. These are the following are prompt questions that you can use, and then you reply on the comment section. Please remember that slow progress, it is still progress, and that as long as you are trying, you're probably doing way better than you think.
So grade 11 learners, let's do a quick recap of the things we did today during our life sciences lesson about the classification of living organisms. So what is classification? We said that classification means dividing things or people according to the group that they belong to. We use a phylogenetic tree to classify those living organisms. So a phylogenetic tree is a tree that shows evolutionary relationships between the living organisms. As you can see on the side, we have a picture as an example of how living things are related. So this is also an example that shows a phylogenetic tree of different living organisms. As we can see at the bottom, we have a common ancestor and then the others follow. So we also did a taxa. So we said a taxa are the categories or groups that are used in the biological classification systems and their shared characteristics. So on the side, we have a hierarchy of biological classification, which is also known as a taxonomy of hierarchy of our living organisms. So remember we said that the first largest hierarchy starts from the kingdom, going over to the phylum, our class, order, family, genus, and also species. Remember we also given the examples of each of the hierarchies above. Remember that humans fall under the kingdom Animalia. Our phylum is called the Chordata, class is Mammalia, and then order is the Primate. Our family, we fall under the Hominidae family. Our genus, it's the Homo, and our species is called the Sapiens. So for now, we are going to do a quiz about the things we did in the lesson we had about the classification of living organisms and how they are related to each other. So these are the rules. You have to answer all the questions, and there are 5 questions, and reply in the comment section below. The first question that we have, you have to define the classification of living organisms. So the second question that we have, in a sequence order, you have to write down the taxa of classification with regards to the living organisms that we did. So the third question that we have, you have to tell us the kingdom in which the humans belong to. The fourth question that we have, you have to tell us what is the importance of classification. The fifth question that you have to compare the shared characteristics of living organisms and distinguish them, which is our last question.